Am I the asshole for saying my secret workout routine is depression? I, 25F, had a miscarriage in early January this year. I lost my mother to a completely unexpected heart attack in February. We used to be very, very close, and her death, coupled with the loss of my child, devastated me. I slipped into depression, developed anorexia, and lost a huge amount of weight in a very short time. I used to be 165 pounds and now I'm at 120 pounds. I attended my best friend's wedding yesterday, tiny ceremony. It was the first social event I attended this year after my transformation. There was an acquaintance there who seemed enthralled by my body. She's very into fitness, but she's not someone I am particularly close, and she kept asking me about diet plans and said that she needed to know my secret workout routine for her clients. I politely deflected the questions at first and said something along the lines of, I just was not in a good place, lost my appetite and it just happened, but she kept pestering me and said I should help other people lose weight too. I lost my patience and told her that I actually developed an eating disorder and severe depression. I don't think your clients would like this routine. She made a face and left me alone for the day. I thought this would be the end of it. Turns out, after the celebrations were over, she went and complained to my best friend's husband, she's his sister, and he called me and asked me to apologize for embarrassing his sister on his wedding. I've refused to apologize as of now, and I'm not sure if I should. Am I the asshole for telling an acquaintance that my workout routine was depression?
Not the asshole. She's lucky you didn't spark her lights out. Any normal person would have backed off at the first explanation, either checking you were okay or just shutting up. Maybe your best friend's husband doesn't know or understand the full story, but he needs to back off too, or maybe poor listening skills just run in his family. Peas. Hope you're okay. Not the asshole. She sounds like a douchebagette.
Not the asshole. I thought it was becoming common knowledge that you don't comment or compliment someone on their weight unless you know them well enough to know how it happened. You tried to deflect nicely and she wouldn't stop. Honestly, if I was her, I would have realized what I did was out of line and apologized to you by now.
Don't ever apologize to this woman. She should apologize to you. You told her gently what had happened and she kept hassling you until you told her bluntly. If she got her feelings hurt, that is 100% her fault. Not the asshole, and I hope you're in a better place now. Edit. Hey, thanks for the award.
Not the asshole. I have seen so many posts like this too. Your acquaintance kept pestering you for it, and wouldn't stop until she got an answer.
Not the asshole. Hell no, you won't be apologizing, and if your supposed best friend knew how your year has been, they're ridiculously callous. Best friend, you know I'm still grieving from my family losses this year. She wanted to use my trauma as a weight loss regimen. I was vague about my weight loss not being fitness or workout related to avoid this, but she would not stop. Her embarrassment is 100% due to her not leaving me the fuck alone when I literally told her my weight loss is because I wasn't in a good place this year. I look forward to her apology for forcing me to overshare my medical conditions so she wouldn't promote neglect to her clients.
Not the asshole. I actually don't think even the last thing you said was rude. She should have just said, "Oh, I didn't realize," and moved on.
Not the asshole. I lost weight once because I just couldn't keep solid food inside and people were praising me for looking amazing and thin and I felt like shit. Said that several times before eventually lashing out after an hour. They all did this surprised Pikachu face. The fixation on weight people have is so incredibly dangerous. I actually heard people compliment people on their weight after they went through chemotherapy, and I just don't understand why they think these comments are acceptable.
Not the asshole. She shouldn't have kept pressing on after you said you weren't in a good place and lost your appetite. I don't think you should apologize either. LMFAO. If anything, she should be the one apologizing.
Not the asshole. I also see such a crazy pattern in these questions. 1. Op is pushed by a person's rude behavior until they have to firmly set boundaries with the rude person. 2. Rude person, a grown adult, is affronted and tattles to the host. 3. Host, also a grown adult, takes it upon themselves to speak to op on behalf of rude person. What is happening here? If rude person has a problem with OP's boundaries, then say something. How do grown adults behave like children like this? How does host not just look at them and say, "This is not my problem"?
Not the asshole. Not at all. You told the truth, after being pressed, and she didn't like the truth. That isn't your fault. When I was recovering from my ED, people in the running community would constantly say small things like, "Guess you want to run a couple extra today?" in reference to me gaining some much-needed weight. I had to get more and more blunt about it, and I'd love to say that they stopped, but they didn't. I stopped running. The fitness community doesn't learn.
Not the asshole. Sure, saying that put her on the spot a little bit, but it's not like she didn't just fucking interrogate you about how you lost weight until you told her a second time. Maybe if she took a hint you wouldn't have needed to shut her down like that. Honestly, people like that are fucking tiring. Not the asshole, and your best friend needs to have a stern chat with her husband about enabling and supporting his rude sister to harass and abuse other people at weddings. Not the asshole, she embarrassed herself.
Not the asshole at all. First, I just want to extend my sympathy for the bastard of a year you've had. I can't imagine how hard it must have been. You tried deflecting the questions. You tried being gently honest, and she still kept pestering you. If anything, you probably did a good thing by teaching her a lesson. So many people have the idea that weight loss is always a positive thing and don't stop to think about if it's the result of an illness or other awful circumstance. It's an unfortunate byproduct of living is a fat-phobic culture and doesn't do anyone any good. Good for you for standing up for yourself. If anything, she's the one that needs to apologize. Hopefully this will stick with her as a reminder not to do it again in future.
Not the asshole. She did not pick up on your polite cues to change the subject. Grown-ass adults should know that drastic weight change is usually not a good thing, especially since 165 is not a lot of weight. Also, she's a super douche. Usually when you make a social gaffe like that or are super rude accidentally, you apologize and then shut the fuck up. I have been witness to someone asking a person they hadn't seen in a few months how they lost so much weight. It was chemo, the person had cancer.
Not the asshole. This woman doesn't know what boundaries are. Never apologize.
Not the asshole. Call the husband back and say, "What would you like me to apologize for? For having a miscarriage or having an eating disorder? Which one was embarrassing to your sister?" You tried to politely deflect questions, and when that wasn't good enough, you told her the truth. You did nothing wrong, and hopefully this woman learns a valuable lesson about not talking to people about their bodies.
I just was not in a good place, lost my appetite, and it just happened. It should have been clear from that statement not to press the issue further. That was a pretty obvious clue that your weight loss was unhealthy. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. I recently lost about 15 plus lbs and people who see me constantly comment on it at work. And though it was intentional, I didn't tell anyone about it. I don't like to think about how depressed I was to gain that much weight in the first place. If someone is gaining or losing weight, it's best not to make these sort of comments at all. Maybe offer to talk about it, but these comments can be hurtful. NTA, she should have apologized to you immediately and dropped the subject.
The assumption that weight loss is always beneficial kills people. Not the asshole. Op. If she didn't want an honest answer, she should have shut the hell up when you politely deflected.
Not the asshole. Your acquaintance, on the other hand, is tar. Don't apologize, she should.
Not the asshole. When my anxiety was totally out of control, I would become violently ill shortly after eating and had no appetite. I lost weight and quipped the same thing to people. People shouldn't ask questions they don't want answers to. Also, I hope you are doing better. It is a journey.
Not the asshole. What a weird, awkward person. Not the asshole. I've been there. I lost 100 pounds the year of my divorce. Because I couldn't afford to eat and was in a bad place mentally, and stress caused an autoimmune issue. I'm still struggling with how everyone told me I looked so much better, and so healthy. I still have to force myself to eat. And I've said that to people who persist. At some point your filter just goes.
Not the asshole times 1,000. I seriously urge you to tell your friend about all of this, maybe even just send her the post, because she should know what a wretched family Shush is married into. Not the asshole. She was crossing boundaries by demanding to know personal knowledge regarding your weight and refusing to back down. She's 100% the asshole here by not respecting your privacy. I'm also so sorry for your losses, and I hope that you're doing even just slightly better now.
Not the asshole. I lost about 35 to 40 pounds and was finally diagnosed with Crohn's disease. I had one woman who was like, "What's your secret?" I said I was having some medical issues. She pushed AMD. I said, "Well, when you can't finish a meal without having to shit or are going 30 times a day, it takes it out of your body." Hard, not the asshole. You told her you weren't in a good place. She kept pushing. You can tell her brother that she should be thanking you for the lesson in learning to listen when others speak.
Not the asshole. Nobody gave her the memo that commenting on anyone's body shape is rude.
You young people. Back in my day, rapid weight loss meant you had AIDS, not a good workout routine.
Not the asshole. I lost 45 pounds when my mom got cancer and passed away 2 years ago. I've worked hard to keep it off now, but I wasn't trying to lose the weight when it happened. People ask me what I did, and I tell them it was super easy, but I don't recommend my technique. My mom died. People recoil a bit, but it's the truth.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. You politely deflected. Anyone with any manners would have known not to press the issue. I lost a lot of weight due to a traumatic event myself, and it was amazing how invasive acquaintances were. Panic attacks make excellent cardio, apparently. My sincerest sympathy.
Not the asshole. And I will argue that she owes you an apology.
I just was not in a good place. Lost my appetite and it just happened. Only a fucking bimbo would pressure someone after that point. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Read the room, Susan. Someone avoiding discussing why they've lost weight during an absolute shitstorm of a year with a global pandemic may have reasons your clients can't use. I'm so sorry for your losses, X. Not the asshole. She's the asshole for pushing and pushing after you told her gently you had been unwell. She deserves everything she got. I'm sorry for your losses.
What is with people demanding apologies? She was the rude one, and if you were an entitled baby like her, you'd be the one demanding an apology for being interrogated over the manifestation of your profound health struggles. But you're not, because you're not a petty asshole. It's really never okay to make unsolicited comments on people's bodies, and putting the onus on you to find the right footwork that will allow you to dance gracefully away from her inappropriateness without making her feel bad is a bunch of total bullshit. That's way too much labor, and people who walk this earth demanding that kind of labor left and right are what make this world an exhausting pain in the ass. Not the asshole.
This happened to me. Not nearly as devastating circumstances. For that I am so sorry for your losses. I just mean like the same moment. Post-quarantine at work, a coworker I am not close with but friendly with was like, "It's not fair how you're so skinny after quarantine. All I did was eat. How did you stay so skinny?" I hate comments like this, by the way, as if skinny is always the goal. And I was like, "Yay, crippling anxiety will do that." And walked away. She kinda laughed. I mean, I'm sarcastic at work, so maybe that's expected, but it was weird. Like, fuck off unless I am public about weight loss, fitness motivation. Not all body changes are positive. Geez. Not the asshole at all. I had a similar experience where I dropped like 60 pounds in a matter of like 5 months, and had a coworker ask what my secret was. We didn't work together often, so she hadn't seen the alarming decline in my health. She kept badgering about it until finally I snapped and said it's easy to lose weight when your body is trying to kill you. Not my best moment, but sometimes people are too thick to see they are making you uncomfortable.
Not the asshole. I want to call her up and yell at her for you. I'm so sorry for your losses. I hope you're in a better place physically and mentally aside from the inevitable pain of grief. I was not in a good place, lost my appetite. Should be enough of a hint to give it a rest. Not the asshole.
Sounds like someone from R. Fat Logic forgot how to socialize in person.
Not the asshole. If I was her and had received that response to my pestering, I would have been so embarrassed. I'd be wanting the ground to swallow me up for days afterwards, kicking myself. I would have said, "I'm so sorry," and then awkwardly walked away.
Not the asshole. I also lost a lot of weight with depression, and people frequently asked my secret. I eventually snapped as well.
Not the asshole. Absolutely do not apologize, stand your ground. She asked a rude and invasive question, wouldn't take the hint and back down when you tried to deflect gently, and therefore was hit with the full and unpleasant truth she was digging for. She embarrassed herself, not the other way around.
Not the asshole. Also, I hope things are better for you now, op.
Obviously not the asshole. and I hope you can forgive me for laughing when I read the title. She was bothering you, and after declining multiple times and expressing you were uncomfortable with her asking questions, you were honest. She should apologize to you for pestering you like that. Condolences for your losses. I hope you're in a better place now, soon, and are ready to start a healing process. Losing a family member is extremely hard, especially when it's a child.